Welcome to Trashmagination, a podcast about reimagining trash. I'm Carla Brown. In today's episode, I'm going to answer a listener question from my friend, Mary Burnett. She asked, have you got a way to recycle sports trophies? She has a whole box of them in her basement from her sons, and they're in college, moved out, on with the next phase of their life. What can she do with these things? So I researched this a little bit and I came up with some projects as well. So I hope this is helpful to you, Mary, and to any of us. Actually, my daughter has a pile of trophies as well. And so I'm looking forward to trying out some of these projects as soon as I get permission from her to use the trophies. So to start out with, I think the first and easiest step is to call a trophy shop and see if they'll take back the trophies and reuse them for upcoming events, particularly if they're going to keep making the same trophies for the same type of events that your children participated in. I know that's true in my daughter's case. Her hockey trophies, they hand out the same ones every year. So chances are good they would take them back as long as they're not scratched up, as long as they're in good shape. And if your local trophy shop is not keen on that, I did find there is a program called the National Trophy Recycling Program. And this is located in Madison, Wisconsin. So if you live in Madison, sweet. But if you don't, you would have to mail them your trophy, which could get expensive because some of them are kind of big and heavy. But if that's what it's a priority for you, you could do it. But the trophies have to be in good shape. And you can kind of just peel off the engraved part that talks about your family member's achievement. So if you're sentimental a little bit, you could take that and just mail them the bulk of the trophy. And if you look online, I'll link to some videos of some of the trophies that they've recycled before. And there's some pretty huge trophies, I must say. Another option is to connect back with the organization who gave your family member the trophy. So in the case of my daughter, we could contact the ice rink where she plays on her team. And in her case, the trophies are not even customized with people's names and they use the same ones every year. So I would think they probably could take them back. So anyway, now, if none of those options really apply for you, or if you just want to make stuff with the trophies, if you're a creative reuse person and you really want to give that a go, then there are plenty of ideas on Pinterest. So I haven't tried these ideas, but they all look very straightforward and feasible. And I'll put links in the show notes to the actual pages that describe how to do this. Now, for pretty much all of these projects, the first step is to take apart the trophy. So there's usually a screw on the bottom and you undo it and then it kind of comes apart into its component pieces. And I also will put all of these ideas on my Trashmagination Pinterest board in a section called Trophies. So if you want it all in one collection, that's handy too. So here's some of the ideas I saw. One was that you could take just the part of the trophy that looks like the athletic person, the little person holding up the ball or the skating person or whatever, and you attach it to a cork and it makes a really cool wine cork decoration, which is cool if you drink wine. And then the next idea was and this one works to use up the parts of the trophy that are kind of if you have a piece that's kind of got poles or, standing up portions of it, you take that apart and you put it together with a plate or a metal tray, and you can make a cupcake or dessert stand, which is cool. And you could even have the little cool figurine at the top to help lift up the cupcake or dessert stand, which is cute. And this idea I actually like the best. It's to make a coat rack. So the way you do that is you take a piece of wood, paint it whatever color your decor is, or, wood stain. And then you take the figurine parts and you screw it into the wood. And the actual hooks are the figurine components of the trophy. I think that's pretty cool looking. Or I could see you doing that if you wanted to hang up medals of your child off of this little rack thing. Okay. So another idea is to make Christmas tree ornaments from the figurines. And if you think, you're not really keen on the fake metal looking of it, you can spray paint them. Or actually, I saw somebody, they let their children paint the figurines kind of in realistic colors, like maybe put a nice red sweater on the skater, that kind of thing. That's very cute for Christmas ornaments. If the trophy is shaped like a cup, you could use this to make a planter, especially those air plants that don't require a lot of soil. Those are neat. And again, you could spray paint it to match your decor if that's what you're going for. And then I saw an example where this uses the base of the trophy, which is usually kind of a rectangular or square shaped piece of wood. And to do that, this Pinterest idea was to attach a metal spring, and then you could actually use it as a photo stand. And again, the base can be painted to match the color in your home. So yeah, those are all really fun ideas that you could take the actual trophy components and make crafts from them. And I want to mention an organization that I admire and which I visited a few years ago called the Pittsburgh Center for Creative Reuse. This is a creative reuse center. And I don't know if you're familiar with that as a concept, but if you're into creative reuse, I highly recommend you learn this concept, which is that there are these places around the country that their mission is to collect secondhand craft supplies and then sell them. And this is great because, a lot of crafters, our eyes are bigger than our time. And so we might have a lot of extra craft supplies. And so we can donate it specifically to this rather than to a generic thrift store, because then people who are specifically looking for craft supplies will go there. And I can put links to a bunch of these around the country. If you go to this page on the Trashmagination website called World Tour, in there, it's like as if I was planning my world tour. I have listed pretty much every creative reuse center that I have ever found. And anyway, so a few years ago, I visited the Pittsburgh Center for Creative Reuse, and it was pretty humongous as far as creative reuse centers go, and super well organized. So they actually had a section in there where they took trophies. Not all creative reuse centers will take trophies, but these folks do. And so people could actually buy the trophies if they were managing an awards program for their whatever organization they're in. Or they also offer a workshop where people could come and they would show them how to do cool things with the trophies. So kudos to the Pittsburgh Center for Creative Reuse for that. And also they even showed like how you could make trophies for baby shower awards. Like it doesn't have to be specifically for sports teams. And I thought that was just really creative. So the last thing I'll mention is that a few years ago, I did a Trashmagination project where I designed trophies that I made from plastic caps. So what I mean are I was looking specifically for yellow to sort of signify the gold color of trophies. And in particular, I would make them look like those types of trophies that are like a cup. And the top of all of my trophies were laundry the laundry containers have a really huge, thick cap on the top, and they're usually in super bright colors. So I collected yellow ones, and then I would stack them up with other plastic caps, and I made these super cute trophies. And in fact, I gave them out as gifts to some colleagues who had done totally above and beyond work on a project that I was on. So I'll link to the instructions of how I made those trophies in the show notes as well. So I hope that you will send me some awesome questions related to creative reuse, just like my friend Mary did. And this will inspire me to both share projects that I've already done with Trashmagination and also inspire me to research what other people are doing. So please send your questions to trashmagination@gmail.com. So you can follow Trashmagination on Facebook or Instagram, and then you can also get all information about these trophy projects in the show notes from this episode, which is up on the Trashmagination website. So until next time, may you see your trash as just another source of art in your life.